Hey, how's it going, guys? This is actually going to be my last review for a short period of time, like 2 weeks or so. I'm not taking a hiatus or anything. I have slowly been building up my setup, and I'm currently filming with a new lens. My first lens, actually. So, yeah, my setup will actually be complete by this week. Might drop another video tonight besides this one, but if there is a 2 week period of silence or so, that is what's going on. So, without further ado, let's get into this review. I am going to be reviewing today the new Shudder original film, Host. So, the plot of this film centers on six friends doing a seance over FaceTime, and it is set, in fact, during these Corona days. It's made very clear in this film that, COVID is present and that this film was filmed and shot during quarantine. So at first I felt like although the character introductions were solid, because of the film's shorter length, this film is only like an hour or so, I was getting a little worried and honestly impatient about how much this film was going to be able to put into it. Although, I was very worried about like the introduction and everything, how long it was taking or whatever. Maybe it was just me being impatient again. The performances really saved it, as well as the pacing. I go as far as to say that the pacing in this film is probably the best. It really does do well with connecting the characters, as well as displaying each individual person's screen time as well. Especially with how minor of a film this is, both quality-wise as well as length time. Like, this really did do a lot for the film. But in saying that, the film's scares, on the other hand, while they may not be as cliche as other horror films, you can still see them coming in a sense of you can kind of make out and envision how these scares as well as the scenes overall are going to play out. But in a sense, it's kind of a nice touch just because it does give you that ability in that room, in that area, to just kind of play along with the film and imagine how you think everything's going to play out. So it can be a lot of fun as well. And also, one thing that I liked about this film that it did differently than Unfriended, which I don't typically get other films involved with the films that I'm reviewing, but these characters actually seem to give a shit about each other. Where Unfriended has that to an extent, but it's also just got so much drama that's just kind of far-fetched and really just kind of kills the mood, where this film has similar scenes, but they're more properly executed so they don't feel as exhausting. And lastly, the last act of the film, which in my opinion is actually the most suspenseful and most intense, also lacks the things that could really put this film in an overall safe spot for me. But the writing, although it is the most action-packed of the film and more out of the box, it just kind of seemed to feel the most scrambled as well. Overall, I am feeling a solid 6.3 out of 10 for this film. I thought the performances as well as the pacing, especially for its runtime, were pretty solid, but the scares and the writing, although a lot of it really did kind of work for the most part, a lot of it again just did seem to kind of feel scrambled. And the horror aspect of them, although it was pleasantly kind of playful, you could still see things coming from kind of a mile away. Everybody, this has been my review on the new Shudder original Host, and I fuck with Shudder personally. I'm also going to be dropping a review possibly tonight of The Beach House, so that will be my next video before I do take this kind of a small break. I also have an update on Pragmatophobia coming with the full crew, so I'm really excited to get into that and display that for you guys. But without further ado, this has been my review on Host. Let me know what you guys thought and what films you guys would like me to review next. Thanks so much for watching.